If I'm an NFL offensive line coach, I'm standing on the table begging my GM to get me this guy so I can start molding him.
All right, guys. Greg, make sure he doesn't jump you here when we talk about this dude. But we got Tyler Smith, offensive lineman from Tulsa, 6'0", 324 pounds, 34-inch arms. Ran a 5'02", despite all that size and that violence that he brings to the game. Some debate on whether or not he's an inside guy or an outside guy. That's why we have him right on the rail here between offensive tackles and interior offensive linemen. So don't hit Dre, Joe.
Yeah.
But talk to us about Tyler Smith. I know you get real excited when we talk about this football player.
I'll be careful not to embrace my inner Tyler Smith and make sure that I don't maul anybody, because this guy's the most tenacious football player I've ever seen. And I hate to be like hot taking and stuff, but like, watch him play. This dude wants to put everybody on their back. He don't care that your mom and dad and friends and family are in the stands watching you. He wants to embarrass you. And that mentality and mindset right off the bat jumps out. And I love that. That is something that is just popping off the screen when you watch him play. So you love that Mauler's mentality that he brings to the table. And he's got great size. He's got great athleticism. And I know he's got some technical work. We'll get to those things here in just a minute. But I think just the way this guy is wired, if I'm an NFL offensive line coach, I'm standing on the table begging my GM to get me this guy so I can start molding him.
Offensive tackle or offensive guard?
I'm glad you asked that, because that's exactly where I was going. I think that this is certainly someone who's physical and violent. He plays the game that way. But I think that his skill set is probably better fit on the inside playing guard. I think this is someone that gap power teams will love. I think that he can probably get you out of a game at tackle, which will only increase his value, but I think that he's an ideal guard. He does have some things to clean up as far as his hand placement and so forth, but I think he's very, very young, if I'm not mistaken, and so there's a ton of room for growth and some upside there. So I think his ceiling is definitely a guard, in my opinion.
Tackle or guard?
I'm going to go tackle, and I'm going to say start him off at tackle and then possibly kick him inside the guard if it doesn't work. But I think that talks to the upside. Like, you know that this guy most likely is athletic enough to play guard, but you try him at tackle because obviously that's the more premier position. But I think, like I said, that speaks to his value as a player.
Tackle or guard?
I'm also with the tackle. Test him there first, see if he can get over those technical deficiencies. If not, kick him inside.
Tackle or guard?
Tackle, because at the end of the day, he's 6'4", he has a 34-inch arms, he has feet, he can move laterally, and those are all the things you want outside, protecting your quarterback. My issues with Tyler Smith comes from the things kind of Joe was alluding to. It's the technical stuff, the hand placement, he's a waist bender, so to me he loses a lot of leverage because of that, which are all coachable things, and so I think I gave him a 3rd round grade, and I've seen some people have him, in early or late 1, That's just too rich for a guy that's, to me, is a project. But if you want to bet on the traits,
there it is.
Certainly get behind that.
Bet on the traits.
Joe needs a hat or a shirt that says bet on the traits. I was not expecting this, but great minds do think alike. So I'm putting him at guard. I think the ceiling is so much higher at guard. I understand the movement skills that he provides, the length that does exist here. But you want that vertical push inside, right? You really want to work those double teams, get up into the lap of those linebackers. And that, for me, is his biggest appeal and the thing that I know I'm going to get. So, yeah, you get down the road, you have a tackle that goes down, you put him in that environment, see if he can get you through a game, you like what you see, then we can have the conversation. But if I'm drafting him right now based on the things we know and the things we don't know about Tyler Smith, I'm putting him inside.
I would agree with that, honestly. I mean, I know that I hadn't given my position that I would go with.
My colleagues.
Listen, I just wanted you guys to be higher on it. You know what I mean? I was just a little disappointed by that. But I think there's a really good case to be made for tackle, and I agree with all those cases. I just, like you said, I think the ceiling's higher at guard, and that power is more maximized at guard. And so that's where I would want us to play him. And like you pointed out, Dre, it's like, yeah, if you need to get out of a game, he can kick on over and you can get out of a game. But the ceiling's higher at guard, and for a player that's like, we all know he's raw, right? For a player that's raw, I don't want to start him off somewhere like hoping that it can work out, where I can put him somewhere where I feel really good about it working out.
And to that point too, you see a lot of young offensive linemen that come in and they try and get cross-trained in multiple
Yeah.
spots. And for a guy like Tyler, I think that's the worst thing that you can do is ask him to learn multiple spots at the same time, or ask him to play tackle, and then you're a month into the season and okay, now we need to get inside a guard, and like you got to change all the rules and things happen faster inside too.
Yeah, that's going to help him. That's going to help him reach a ceiling quicker and help your football team.
Yeah. Tyler Smith, Tulsa, total ass kicker, early third round valuation us here at TDN.